Dear aficionados, many years ago, when I started smoking cigars, I was always having this confusion in my mind, what to smoke as a beginner. If you don't have a cigar mentor, a cigar sommelier who helps you to choose the right cigars and the right format where you enjoy the cigars as a beginner, you end up in big trouble because you probably smoke a wrong cigar in a wrong manner and you end up saying the cigars are not good for me. Cigar is a lifestyle where you have to educate yourself and also develop your palate by smoking the right cigars from the beginning. Now, when we talk about cigars for the beginners, there are many cigars out there, but today we are covering a topic, Cuban cigars, Habanos. What are the today's offering you can find in the market where you can start as a beginner or a newbie to the cigar world? When we talk about cigar journey, when we talk about cigars in general, often the newcomers in the cigar world, they wanted to feel a cigar in their mouth. They wanted to smoke a cigar which has an ample length and a great ring size. If you give them a cigar of this ring size and a length as 129, let's say a Petit Corona, they are not satisfied because social media, the society in general, you tend to see that everyone smoke a cigar which is more than 50 ring size. So you have to smoke a cigar which feels in your hand and your palate and your mouth as a cigar which is bigger in size. One of the most popular size in the world at the moment is a Vitola or a format known as Robusto. So this is why my first preference for the cigar lovers who will begin their journey and the lifestyle to the cigar world, the baby steps to the cigar world, is a brand which denotes lighter flavored, great blend, easy on the palate, and a wonderful Robusto. A great Robusto for the beginners. Hoyo de Monterrey, Epicure number 2. The ring size of this cigar is 50 and the length of this cigar is 124 millimeter. Classic Robusto. It gives you a taste in your palate which is acceptable to you as a beginner. Even if you smoke cigarettes, even if you smoke any other tobacco, it gives you a great feel on your palate. Tastes great. It does not overpower. Let me show you Hoyo de Monterrey, Epicure number 2, my first preference for the beginners. Oh, I did not open this box. So let me open it. We can do a beautiful unboxing in it. So that's great. So you can get the first feeling of how a Hoyo de Monterrey look like here. Now, when we talk about Hoyo de Monterrey in general, Hoyo de Monterrey brand stands for its lighter flavor. Flavor as in body. And this cigar is good for anyone who starts their journey to the cigar lifestyle. And for many cigar aficionados, this cigar is their morning cigar. So it's not only just for the beginners, it's also for the cigar lovers who prefer to smoke a cigar which is lighter in nature. It goes with all kind of cafes, all kind of beverages like tea, a light-bodied alcoholic cocktail, mocktail, you name it. So it's a cigar which is versatile. It goes with everything and anything and is lighter in strength. So this is my first preference for a beginner to start with. If you feel the kind of ring size which is 50, when you hold this cigar, there is a great feeling in your hand because many cigar lovers, many newbies in general, they want to feel a cigar in their hand. You know, a good size. You give a cigar which is thinner in nature. For some reason, they don't feel that they are smoking a great cigar. I have examples. There are great cigars as a light body, which is coming from the same brand. However, for cigar lovers who prefer to hold the cigar slightly bigger and yet get a light flavor, this is your best companion. Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2. My second cigar for the cigar lover and a cigar beginner, a novice we call it, is a Por Larrañaga Petit Corona. This is a cab of 50. Fortunately, this cigar comes in a cab of 50. You can actually buy from the cigar stores in single pieces. And the size of this cigar is a 42 ring size with 129 millimeter in length. In the world of Cuban cigars, we call it Petit Coronas or Marevas. This cigar is light to medium. When you compare this cigar with Hoyo de Monterrey, which we mentioned earlier, that is more lighter than this. However, the size of this cigar is super friendly. You know why I call it friendly? Because it does not have a great ring size like 50. This is a 42 ring size. What does that tell you? The flavors are sharp. It is easy to handle. It's for someone who does not want to shock themselves in the cigar world. For some reason, many cigar novices, many cigar lovers who enter into the cigar lifestyle, they don't prefer this kind of length. And I wonder why. You should start with these kind of cigars too. You know, cigars are not all about holding a big cigar in your hand. It's all about the flavor. I believe, and I wanted to recommend to you, a Por Larrañaga Petit Corona give you the best flavor and the strength, which is perfect for a cigar beginner. And you should try this cigar to understand it. It's a great strength. It's not too overpowering. It is light to medium. It is a great balanced and complex cigar. Now, comparing with Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2, which we have mentioned earlier, this is sharper in its taste. You smoke slowly, and then you can smoke for more or less like 35 to 40 minutes, let's say. I know that sometimes people say it's only good for 30 minutes, but smoke slowly. You get the best out of it. That's my number 2 choice, Petit Coronas from Por Larrañaga. My third choice of the beginner cigar is also from the same brand, Por Larrañaga. Unlike the other 2 formats, this format is very thin. It is a 33 ring size by 159 millimeter in length. In the Vitola world, we call deliciosos. Like it says, it is delicious, delicioso. It's a cigar, I call it very elegant because of the format itself. Look at this beauty. Such an elegant cigar. I always prefer to smoke this particular length, especially in a time that I wanted to enjoy a slow smoke for a longer time. This is a cigar which is also light in body, in terms of, I would say, a light to medium, and it gives you a flavor profile which is so different than Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2 and a Por Larrañaga Petit Coronas. What's the difference? The sharpness of taste in this cigar is different. So you have to smoke super slow. I know what you might be thinking. It's not available in a common store, but when you find these cigars, you buy them. It's not an expensive cigar. It's not like $500 a box. It's a cigar which costs you probably $200 a box, more or less, and you get 25 cigars of this. And it's beautiful. It goes with a palette of a novice, and it goes with any occasion. Sometimes youngsters, they are ashamed to hold a cigar of this nature. And I completely disagree. Hear it from me. There is an elegant part to it when you hold a cigar of this ring size. Cigar lovers, cigar aficionados, they don't smoke just the Robusto and bigger format cigars. Some they prefer it. However, if you want to call yourself a cigar aficionado, you smoke any kind of cigar. You should try as a cigar beginner a Por Larrañaga Monte Carlos, a cigar which is light to medium and great pleasure. My next cigar choice is also from Hoyo de Monterrey, but it's different. This is a cigar recently released by Habanos. We call it Hoyo de Monterrey Souvenir Deluxe. It's a cigar with the same size as a Por Larrañaga Petit Corona. The size of this cigar is same as this, 129 mm in length and a 42 ring size, Souvenir Deluxe. It started to come out in the shops recently. What is the difference of this particular cigar comparing to a Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure No. 2? See, a Robusto format today is the most selling size in the world. 10-15 years before, the most selling cigar size in the world wasn't a Robusto, it was a Petit Corona. Why? You wonder why, right? Because it's easy to smoke, it's easy to handle. It's not a big cigar in your hand. It's lighter, it's trendy. Today, the trend has changed like in fashion. People smoke bigger ring size cigar. Like everything in the world in fashion, the thinner ring sizes are coming back. But for a new cigar lover, they see a lot in social media, they see a lot in the society, they wanted to smoke a big ring size cigar. They wanted to handle a big size of cigar in their hand. But don't miss out on cigar formats such as this. Try a Hoyo de Monterrey Souvenir Deluxe. It's a cigar give you sharp flavors. It does not give you boldness of the taste, but then it's on point. It's sharp, it's tasty, it's perfectly in your palate. You don't have to really puff a lot in order to get the complete taste and then go for a kind of cigar spree where you have to smoke for 45 minutes. This cigar, you smoke slowly, really enjoyable, go with a cup of coffee, go with a light beverage of alcohol, it goes perfectly well. My choice is Hoyo de Monterrey Souvenir Deluxe, which is very new from Habanos. Don't miss out. My next choice is also from Por Larrañaga. Maybe you wonder why I'm stick with Hoyo de Monterrey and Por Larrañaga. These two brands are the best to start with because of the delicate flavors in these cigars are amazing. So I cannot miss it out, even though I wanted to do 2 or 3 choices from the same brand. My next choice is a Por Larrañaga Galanes. Galanes is a newly released cigar. It's released in 2021. In the cigar format world, Vitolerio, we call it Galanes, and it's a 120 millimeter in length with a ring size of 52. Now the Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure No. 2, it is a 50 with 124 millimeter in length. This is shorter than a Robusto but thicker than a Robusto. What difference will you feel in your palate? This is bold, rich, more creamy, but the strength is light to medium. So you don't have to worry about, oh wow, this is a big cigar. Am I gonna have a problem with the strength? No, the strength is light to medium, but it gives you a great feeling in your hands and a wonderful, wonderful flavor. Por Larrañaga is a brand which you cannot miss out. I know it is not a brand which is so popular like Cohiba or Montecristo or Partagas. However, this is a brand which you should start with for 2 reasons. One, it's an underrated cigar. For this reason, the price of this cigar, you don't have to spend a lot of money like a Cohiba Robusto on it. Believe it or not, this is actually lower in price than Epicure No. 2. So it's affordable, it's trendy, it is thick, it's rich, it's creamy, it's tasty, it's light in body, and it makes you feel like you're smoking a big cigar. Galanes, that's my choice. My next choice is also from Hoyo de Monterrey brand, which is lighter in body, but this time it is shorter in length. The name of this cigar is Hoyo de Monterrey Petit Robusto, which means it's shorter than a Robusto. The ring size of this cigar is same as Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2, 50. But the length of the cigar is 102 millimeter. So what difference you can expect from this particular cigar? It's shorter in length, which means it's slightly more stronger in the beginning, only comparing with Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2. So if you are short of time, and then if you want to smoke only less than 30 minutes, you go with a Hoyo de Monterrey Petit Robusto. It's still rich, it's still creamy, it is bold, it is 50 ring size, but shorter. And it is slightly stronger than Hoyo de Monterrey Petit Robusto. If you are less of time, you know what to go for, a Petit Robusto. This is also a very unique cigar because there are no many Petit Robustos out there in the market. It's actually lower in price than Hoyo de Monterrey Robusto, which is Epicure number 2. So here I'm offering you, as a cigar novice, let me tell you, when you enter to the cigar market, when you enter to the cigar lifestyle, you often have a challenge. Everything you touch feels like it's very expensive because you are entering to a new world where you expect, oh, cigars are expensive? Wow, that's too expensive. Or it says, oh, it's not that lower in value. So you have to find a cigar companion which is beautifully affordable. It's not about how much money you have in your pocket. In the end, you're going to smoke all the beautiful cigar in the world. But you have to start your steps slowly. Don't go to a cigar shop and then ask for a Cohiba Behike or a limited edition from any brand. Start with these baby steps, a Por Larrañaga, a Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2, a Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 1, many cigars as this light blend. And then you develop your palate. What is developing palate? See, our palate has memory. Now, our memory is connected with beverages and food, what we consume every day. Cigar is the same. You have to start somewhere, develop it, understand the flavors and the performance of the cigar in your palate. And then your memory will keep it. You develop by time. In 15 years, 10 years, or depends on how many cigars you smoke every day, your memory gets better and better and better. It's like the memory of your muscle. If you train yourself in the gym, your muscle has a memory. So does your palate. So you have to develop it. Don't expect that you smoke a cigar immediately you are able to understand all the flavors in a cigar. This is why it's important to start your cigar journey in simple steps. My choice this time is a Petit Robusto from Hoyo de Monterrey, a light-bodied cigar. My next choice is an iconic cigar, Upmann Magnum 50. You have to be a little bit more ambitious to smoke this cigar. There are many cigars from the Upmann family which is shorter and thinner, but I took a little bit powerful step here for you to be ambitious in smoking this cigar. It's Upmann Magnum 50, which is longer than a Robusto, but the ring size is kind of Robusto. So this is a cigar which is exactly like a Robusto in ring size, but the lengthwise which is longer. This is a 160 millimeter in length with a 50 ring size, an Upmann Magnum 50. To smoke this cigar, you have to be a little bit bold. Why? First, this is a longer smoke, so it develops by time. When you smoke a cigar, it is divided into 3 different levels. We call it the first part, the second part, and the final third. It's divided into 3 parts in general. So when you smoke the first part, you will get the lighter flavor, which is beautiful, is very appealing, and is very adaptable to your palate. When you go to the mid part or the second part, it started to develop some strength, and in the end, it becomes intense. Now, when you choose a brand like Upmann, overall, it's a light to medium body in strength, same as Por Larrañaga. However, this cigar is slightly richer, this cigar is bold, this cigar is longer in your cigar experience. When you have a cigar which is longer in experience, when you smoke for more than 40 minutes, it is not something that how you smoke an Epicure number 2 as 45 minutes. It's longer. Longer means you have the strength of the cigar lingering in your body for a longer time. So you have to be ambitious. I don't really recommend it if you don't smoke any Hoyo Epicure number 2 or a Por Larrañaga Petit Corona. But if you're ambitious, you wanted to go the next level, you go with an Upmann Magnum 50. Upmann have many varieties. You have Magnum 46. You also have a half Corona, which is very short. But I wanted to show you an Upmann Magnum 50 for you to be ambitious. My next cigar is an underrated cigar by many. The name of the cigar is Juan Lopez Selección number 2, which is the same size as Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2, a Robusto size, the popular Vitola. Now, what's the difference? This is slightly stronger than Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2. This is medium in strength, but on a price point which is actually lower than Hoyo Epicure number 2. So when you start off your cigar journey with Hoyo Epicure number 2, you want to go one step ahead. You want to try and give your palate a little boost. You go with Juan Lopez Selección number 2, Robusto, 50 by 124 millimeter in length. The major difference in this cigar is the flavor itself. It's completely different than Hoyo Epicure number 2. So when you start as a cigar novice, a cigar beginner, you cannot just smoke one cigar all the time. You have to smoke different kind of cigar, different times, and then you develop the palate. As I said before, you cannot simply develop the palate by just eating one fruit or one kind of dish. You have to eat variety of dish. You have to have variety of beverages, and then your palate has memories, as I mentioned before. And same goes with the cigar. So you can give a little boost to your cigar journey by tasting this Juan Lopez Selección number 2. And it's actually lower in price than Epicure number 2. Once you smoke all the cigars mentioned before, now you want to take your cigar journey to the next level. Once you are ready, once you smoke all of it, you had a great journey on all the cigars mentioned before. Let's take it to the next premium level. I wanted to introduce you the second biggest brand from Habanos, Montecristo. When you start off with Montecristo, you want to start with a Montecristo open line. The Montecristo open line is created for the sports lovers. This is specifically meant for the people who are into the world of healthy sport activity all the time. You're part of a great lifestyle. You wanted to have a great break and great taste in your daily sport life, and then you smoke an open. The open is exactly the same size of Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2 as well as the Juan Lopez Selección number 2. It's the same, 50 by 124 millimeter in length. Now, this is not a light cigar when you compare with Hoyo de Monterrey. This is a medium-bodied cigar. Now, Montecristo in general, it's a medium to full-bodied in their brand strength, but open specifically is actually lighter than their classic strength. So this is medium in nature. It is very, very good as a cigar novice to try a master. I choose master over other two variety of cigars coming from the same linea, which is Junior as well as Regatta. These two cigars are thinner. One is a pyramid shape, another one is a parejo shape, which is plain and straight head. Why I choose Master? Master is bold. Master is rich. Master is all on you as a richness, and Master is a Robusto. So you feel that Robusto in your hand, yet you don't have a super powerful cigar in your hand. You have something easy on your hand as a Robusto, but flavor-wise, it's stronger than Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure No. 2. And that's why we call it open. It's open to cigar novays, it's open to the sports lovers, it's open as a day smoke, you call it. Nothing wrong in smoking in the evening, but then it's called as a part of the sport activity. That's why the name Master, like in tennis. Now, that's it from me. If you like my video, subscribe my channel and be part of the great movement of cigar etiquette, cigar journey, and cigar passion. Until my next video, hasta luego.